on the How's everybody doing tonight on a Thursday? All right, let's get this shit started, ladies and gentlemen. What a fun game tonight between the Lakers and the Sixers, man. It looked like the Philadelphia Sixers were gonna win this game, man. They had a 15-point lead. They were controlling this game, and Lakers come out of nowhere in the third and fourth quarter and whoop them. I think at one point they took like a 10-point lead. They ended up winning the game 119-115. Lakers, every time they play a top team, they lose, right? Philadelphia's a good team. And I'm like, damn, they're gonna get them. But man, the damn Lakers, they finally beat a good team, man. Now Philadelphia's not like awesome. It's not like beating the Nuggets, the Knicks, the Pistons, the Thunder, but it's still a very, the Timberwolves, but it's still a really nice win, man. The fact that they beat a team that's above 500 for the Lakers, man. They have a problem this year. They smash all the shitty teams and they lose to the good team. So this time, especially because they were down 15 points, nice little win for them, man. Joel Embiid was a monster once again, 35 points. What's his name? Dominic Barlow, 13 points for him. Tyrese Maxey, 25 points for him. What's his name? VJ Etchcombe, 19. He's a nice little player, man. The Sixers really do good at drafting. So I will say that. The problem is that the players always get hurt, but I mean, even like Tyrese Maxey, Etchcombe, they're nice, man. But yeah, man, those were pretty much the leading scorers for the Sixers. Joel Embiid with 35 and Maxey with 25, and then Etchcombe with 19. For the Lakers, Luka only 10 points. I think he got hurt. Luka got hurt in this game. I think hopefully he's okay. That sucks because I believe they just got Austin Reeves back. Doesn't it sucks that now Doncic might be hurt. Jesus Christ, man. Let's see here. Reeves coming off the bench at 35. I don't know if they're gonna want to do that going forward. Cause they might be doing this to limit his minutes because he just came back from being hurt. But also, right, a lot of people say that it's too much to have Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves at the same time. So it's gonna be interesting to see what they decide to do. Do they think it's better to have Austin Reeves? You have some firepower low coming off your bench. If you have both Austin Reeves and Hachimura coming off the bench, you have some pretty nice firepower. If you can get like Dalton Connect, although they don't really play him that much, he can get hot from the 3-point line. But that's some nice bit of firepower with Austin Reeves and Hachimura off the bench. Will be interesting to see if they continue that. But yeah, Reeves with 35. LeBron had 17 and 10 assists for LeBron. Lavera had 14. Aiton had 10 points. So yeah, man. I mean, this was a game where if you really look at it, the guys that really won this game were Reeves and Hachimura off the bench. Ironically, with 35 by Reeves and 14 by Hachimura. The starters didn't do much. Their highest score was LeBron with 17. This was all about the bench, man. So it's going to see what Coach Redick does with the bench going forward. If he rather have Austin Reeves and Hachimura come off the bench and start Lavera and Marcus Smart instead. Because then you have an elite defender at all times. If you have Marcus Smart and then you have Vanderbilt coming off the bench? I don't know. But anyways, nice little win for the Lakers. Let's see if they can get their confidence up. They're a very up and down team this year. Let's see if they can. Let's see if this game like this, maybe they figure some stuff out by having Austin Reeves and Hachimura come off the bench instead of starting. Let's see what happens. But nice win for the Lakers. Some news real quick. Let me think. Max Crosby has announced. Well, he has not announced himself, but it has been reported by very high-ranked NFL executives sources that he wants out of the Raiders. The belief is he does no longer want to be there. The plan is sometime here in the next few weeks, he's going to ask for a trade. So the belief is Max Crosby is going to go on the open market. So we'll see where he goes. Let's see here. What else happened? Matthew Stafford won the MVP. I believe his first MVP. So and when he was receiving his MVP award, he announced that he plans to at least play one more year. So that confirms Matt Stafford will be back for the upcoming season, man. So that's good to know for the Rams, man. So he will be back for the next season as the league MVP, Matthew Stafford, man. And then I think the trading line wasn't really that fun, honestly. I think like the fun days were like the other days when like Anthony Davis got traded, Chris Paul got traded, and James Harden got traded, Kristaps Porzingis. Not really nothing much fun tonight. I'm not even gonna. It was just a bunch of role players. The Bulls again traded another good player, Ayo Adesomo. I think that's one of the things I did take away from this trading deadline. Chicago finally decided to rebuild, right? Because for many years they've been finishing somewhere between the 7th and the 11th seed, and they're going nowhere, man. And now they're finally going to start tanking. It looks like by trading guys like Vucevic, Kobe White, and Yami Adesanya, they're finally going to start making sure they lose on purpose and get a top 5 pick in the draft. About time. But yeah, man, that was one of the takeaways I took from this trade deadline. The Chicago Bulls finally did the right thing and finally rebuilding. What else do I want to talk about? WWE. A bunch of media in San Francisco for the Super Bowl, and apparently Seth Rollins and MJF met. They had a conversation for a few minutes. I think they had like a little face off and they took a picture. I believe MJF put it up on Twitter. Interesting. I think you can catch some of the conversation. I think they're talking about, so I think at one point they're talking about how there's like a bunch of wrestlers are hurt at the moment. So a little interesting conversation. I know he met John Cena back in the day, and now tonight he meets Seth Rollins. Gotta wonder if there's any recruiting going on by these WWE guys. But yeah, man. I mean, that might be I don't know if he's the most famous, but that might be the best wrestler out there right now outside of the WWE, MJF. There's a lot of great wrestlers out there, right? But I think he's the one guy that can both perform and talk on that mic, right? That's the biggest thing to me. That's what separates, I think, guys like guys like The Rock, Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold, Shawn Michaels, John Cena. The ability. Well, John Cena might be the only guy that, yeah, that was more of a personality thing. He's like, John Cena is really like the only top guy I think ever that made it. It's like a top 5 wrestler, but he's not really the greatest wrestler. It was all personality, right? But for the most part, the top guys in wrestling are guys that can do both and perform in the ring and on the microphone. Outside of John Cena is the exception, honestly. Everybody else can do both, man. But yeah, man. Interesting conversation there. Nice little moment for the wrestling world with Seth Rollins and MJF meeting, at least for the first time in public. But I think that's about it. Baseball, not much. I think, like I said, there's still some free agents out there. I think the biggest question coming up right now is, are guys like Justin Verlander and Max Scherzer going to play this season? With those guys, you never know, right? They could set in any time, like as late as July, maybe like August, September, right? Those guys, people, they might decide in when to see who's truly competing for the playoffs this year and then sign. I know the Dodgers are talking about trading Sasaki, their closer, because they got a new closer now, Diaz, right, from the Mets. What the fuck's his name? Anyway, Edwin Diaz. So they're talking about trading Sasaki to the Detroit for Tyreek Skubal. So there's some stuff going on. That might be the biggest thing going on right now. Could that trade really go down between Detroit and Dodgers, and they trade Tariq Skubal? We'll see what happens. Imagine if I don't know if just would the Dodgers want Justin Verlander to kind of replace Asaki? I don't know. Max Scherzer pitching the World Series last year, right? And he didn't play that bad, I don't think. So we'll see. But anyways, I am gonna call it a night, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good night, everybody. I will see you guys tomorrow. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Nice little video here. Holla, 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 holla.